Hello guys and welcome on this Sunday. Welcome to a little bit of a different stream. Welcome to some Q&A, some maintenance, some improvements, some fixing, some everything today here on this channel in this sim racing bubble. And today's going to be interesting because we're not only doing some standard maintenance that you should do from time to time on any rig anyway. However, today we might need a measuring device. We for sure will need some WD-40 because I unmounted my seat and I found like some rotten end of a screw. Not that the WD-40 will fix that all the way, but it should eventually help. Additionally, we'll find some WD-40 for PTFE, which is required for those pedals down there. And so that you guys can also see, I got myself a little bit of a light. You'll see on the other cam in a moment. Some more power strips, some double-sided glue tape strips, and eventually, I have to almost say sorry to Nitro Concept because whoops, we're getting our rig ready for the summer. So some wind flow immersion. I will use this in multiple ways, and then I also will change the scenery. I will use them in multiple ways. On the one hand, obviously for the wind immersion, for what they are built. Secondly, and I think that's going to be the more important one when we're looking to summer, I'm going to use them as some sort of air conditioning system, that's for sure. Right, so let's get this thing going. I obviously got some music ready for you that that you will listen to so that it doesn't be as boring, and I'm gonna make sure music is rather silent. I will turn or pull these off because I want to move around freely. And now the question is whether we just keep it like this or whether I do actually it's probably not even working. Copy. So yeah, this is the best possible view I can give you guys for tonight's fixing things. Right, and then you'll see me getting off that chair or getting that chair somewhere else because I need to go down there. As you can see, using felt sprint pedals down there, and I already cleaned them a bit yesterday. I need to fix that audio foam in the back, like going very much to the back end as well, because it's like starting to scratch on the plate. I'll have some cleaning stuff to like fully clean the plate. But more importantly, and this is why I got the WD-40 with me, I want to make sure those screws are still, like, all the moving elements are still fine and not starting to do some squeaky. So we're going to put some WD-40 on these one very, very carefully. And for that reason, because there are some elastomers in the brake pedal, obviously, we have to make sure to not damage them. Right, I got my vacuum cleaner with me, and additionally, and this is personally one of my favorite gimmicks when it comes to cleaning, an old toothbrush, literally. One of these things here. Actually, I should probably put it over there. Pretty old one, but I remembered there was a good, get into the twisty bits where you can't really get with the clogging, and additionally, those do not lose any fiber usually, right? So a perfect device for cleaning them. Anyway, I'm gonna mute the microphone for the time being when I'm out there with the vacuum cleaner. And then we can actually get going here in the back end corner. For that reason, some light. Perfect. And I'd say let's get going. Yeah, Fabio, a cleaning needs to be done from every now to then, right? So now is my then. It hasn't been done for a couple of months, and I need to do a couple of fixings down there. You see cable management is not my best skill, because I'm rather functionality, but I need to see where is the dust down there, get it gone. I'm one of the, well, I'm not sure if I should say lucky persons to be allergic on dust. So yeah, de-dusting is very much important to me. Right, I have a special feature on my cleaning thing. It's like whatever I do with it, the fucking cable snaps back. So I need to put that here and get the cable out for the foot, plug it in, and hope that no wire goes bad in the meanwhile. A couple of gadgets of that thing, and then we can get going. For the first bit, which is cleaning. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, noise cancelling works a treat if you just mute the microphone, right? So sadly not my type of things. Anyway, we see a lot of dust like in those aluminium trays, and for that reason I got myself a little bit of gaffer tape here, because I'm trying to be a little bit of a smart guy here. Put one of these away, make sure this is going out around a bit, and then put the scissors around it so that it's a gluing tape. I take it, go through it down there, move it back and forth, and use a little bit of force. Stuff, getting a gluey stuff, and I can pull it out, throw it away like, jeez, there is so much shit in it. The problem is, like, even with this device, like, I can get the majority of it also from the front, from the top of it, but like anything else, especially the dust that starts to somehow get sticky after a while, no chance doing it. How am I doing? I'm doing okay-ish, I would say. To be all honest with you, like I had 1 week of vacation now, I feel like I still need enough. But it is what it is. Back to work tomorrow. Which is also why I decided to, you know, rather do some cleaning today. I wanted to do 2 or 3 videos, one about my experience in a real racing pre-season seminar. As a matter of fact, it turns out I haven't been able to put one out, as you guys have seen on the channel. Nothing new on the channel. Obviously, nothing produced. Actually, since I'm just getting this done, even better cleaning device rather than putting the brush down there. Just taking the glued paper. Music is a bit too loud. Copy. Music a lot more silent. And just go down into all have a little bit of glue tape left in the center. Yep, that's done. Next bit. Obviously tricky if it bends over. And then you cannot use it anymore, right? That's good. Fine. Dust here. And even if it just means it gets a bit more dust out of the area, pull onto the plate, and take this beauty again and clean it more. Thanks for the cleaning tips. Well, you know, I'm just an odd guy trying to do my best. Damn it, do you mean not show you my back? My beautiful back, my beautiful, well-trained back and shoulders? Or not? All right, enough of cleaning done in that way. Next up comes the interesting bit of getting the toothbrush a bit filled with this one, with some WD-40 for PTFE. So I'm just going to put a bit on the brush so that the brush in itself gets liquid enough, like putting some toothpaste in a way. Perfect. Now we take that and go over the screws. I'll make sure it only goes into the mechanical stuff. Make sure that it kind of also stays away from the stay away from the rubber pads. Don't use it on. Oh, you can use it on the brake pedal, of course, but only in the area where the stuff is moving. All the bolts have some turning axles with it, because those are the thing that usually start getting squeaky at the time. After some time, make sure you dust them every now and then, like you did. Carefully put a little bit of WD-40, but make sure it's PTFE ready, like just in case you touch the rubber pads with it, so it doesn't destroy them. Already got my back in a picture on a Discord a while ago. Was it back in the day when I kinda got this rig together in the first place, right? What kind of camera you use to stream the gameplay? Yachtman is the same camera that we're using right now as the Elgato Pro camera. 4K resolution. 4K resolution of my back, as you know. Okay. So then, a quick check. If we have any squeaky noises. Clutch, fine. Also another quick check on SimUQ. No, not SimUQ. Also part of the reason why this PC is on. Right. Where is my racing part control? Hey, can you even hear me good enough if I'm down there cleaning and fixing some things? Because microphone is right above me. Anyway, clutch is fine. A little bit of squeakiness still on the throttle. That seems to be the back end of the... Fine. Brake is fine as well. Because I put so much force on them. I need to... Yes! All good. Okay. Yo Dale, how you doing, man? Yeah, cleaning in the rig is airline and 100 PSE were your best friend. Well, I don't have any airline compression, so unlucky with that, I guess. But yeah, things are rather cleaned again. Not as clean yet as I would want it to be honest. Okay. Fine. Right. Looks much better than before. Usually how much time passes between each cleaning session? I'm not quite sure. In this case, probably a year or a year and a half. Like a total cleaning thing. I like I hate disassembling my rig. So yeah, I'll try to not do it whenever I can. But like from time to time you just have to do it. And since we now have a little bit of a thing going, and that thing is a mixture between low motivation and also, yeah, that new tire model that gives me still a pain. I wanted to do a practice session today or yesterday, trying to get a little bit together with the like getting a little bit more insight and a little bit more skill with the new tire. But eventually I disassembled my rig, so on Loggy. Do we have a Giga raid here? Did I miss a big raid coming from someone? Oh, Kettenbiber, we're doing some cleaning and maintenance. No, I just have 135 people on Twitch. Was there a raid? Because that popped up quickly, right? Because then I obviously have to do a big shout out and say thank you. No raid. 130 people watching organic to do some sketchy stuff on a Simric. Interesting. Yeah, I'm doing a little bit. Yeah, of course, V8 Kettenbiber. Go straight away to the next rig and keep cleaning. Now, jokes aside, I need to remove that chair. Because next up is cleaning a little bit underneath here, and I don't know if you can see, probably not. You also never have seen, likely, is that we have some, I don't even know what these are. Is something that I got from my company, which, well, it has been some, I don't know, some rather stiff foam material. Anyway, reason of why I'm having this is before the neighbors that moved in below us in August last year, we had a couple of dickheads underneath us, and they pretended to be like, they can hear the shifting on the steering wheel. They can hear me just being there and driving, not even streaming, right? Oh yeah, sorry about that. Better say like that. They pretended they could hear everything I was doing it. And like, I got so mad. I got this audio foam everywhere. Like, for those of you that have been following my social media so far, you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, everything is sort of foamed out with this audio foam that you would usually find in a music studio or whatever. And additionally, because I didn't want to put some, you know, foam with like pyramids on it down there, we had stock counting, and then they were like, "Oh, this is going into the waste bin." And I was like, "Hang on a second, I see a potential possibility to use some of these." Every single bit to you know, limit the sound, limit the voice, limit the loudness, and so on. So I've put everything I could in here, and I was also taking some measurements of the decibel. Like, I put a decibel meter and be like, okay, in general, we're in a normal room audio. So I think it's up to 60 or 65 decibel, which means is normal environment in a room where people would be talking each other on a daily basis, or like on a normal basis, just having a conversation. And I was like, that needs to meet the requirement of like actually living, you know? It's like being in a room talking to my girlfriend. If that is too loud, and it's not like maybe it's screaming right now a little bit to the stream or talking, it's like just having a normal conversation. And this is what I managed to get the sound down below to. So I was like, you know, I've done everything I could. Anything else, they just need to deal with it in a 10-party living house, right? So yeah, here we are. Lickstone, thank you so much for your follow. Speed 4 Sim Racer, yep, I'm doing well. The Friday, hello there. You need to stop your rig rattling. Yeah, this is the reason why I got it off in the first place. On Thursday, I'm not sure if I haven't checked if someone has heard that on stream before, but on Thursday, my girlfriend came in and be like, when you're driving, your chair or anything on your rig is doing a squeaking sound. And I was like, what the fuck? So I rattled a little bit on my chair and be like, holy shit, that is squeaking hell of a lot. Absolutely. So it's just why, you know, I started putting some WD-40 onto the chair, be like, and it was still going, and I was like, oh, this is, you know, that's fucked. So I took it off. Then I started cleaning. Then I found out I still had like some lightning stripes down there, which was only wiring around but had no benefit. So I was like, okay, let's fucking remove it. And then I was like, can also put those wind flow meters on finally, because I already feel bad having them for over a year and still not attaching them. And you see the reason why I did so, because I need to remove my wheel, I need to remove my seat, my mounting bracket for the seat, and I need to somewhere go down there and like put these things on, right? So I kind of decided to wait for that a little bit. On a wreck, what pedals do I use? I am on Huizenfeld Sprints, 6.5 years old. Pierre, hello, how you doing? Yeah, okay, the fried egg. Haven't you heard on Thursday anything from this rig either? No, I do not have any sliders. I just have a mounting bracket, static chair position all the time, because that's what I want and what I need. Automatics! Thank you so much for the follow. Hello and welcome. Right, enough of the talking for the moment. Let's get this floor thing cleaned completely before we need to fix it, because it needs some new gluing or some new fitting to each other, so I'll be right back. full body workout, right? What's the phone for? This one. It used to be a dash, to be honest. It used to be part of a dash in an area where I had no wheel with a dash. You know, I love having my dash and my information all up there and so on. So, in an area where I had to use the Fanatec, I put this on here. Hello! I need my mouse. What the hell? A pit lane access membership. Gifted 5 times. So who gifted them to whom? Jan Hansen, thank you so much for gifting 5 pit lane member access memberships to Pierre, to Ollie Saif. Is that right? Ollie Saif, Simracing, to Lime Smith, Roses, and Cristello. Thank you just so much. Luckily I have my rig on 6 wheels to move it away from the desk. I'm not using the sim, so it's isolated from the floor. That is absolutely making total sense, unless, in my case, I'm having a 12 square meters room. My home office area takes up 4 square meters or 3. My sim rig is taking up another 4. And like I need to move in out and store some folders, and so that's taken the remaining 3. So there is not really a user case for me putting that rig on some wheels, but I get the point. And you know what? When I get a house with my girlfriend, or big enough of a flat, that's the first thing I'm gonna do. Have a rig somewhere static, just for racing, for nothing else. And then hopefully even having a second rig for reviews, for hardware checks, for filming, something where I do the content creation stuff on it. At least that is the plan. Costas, FSR dead, LFM only. Not sure about FSR. I think they're trying to put together a season, but yeah, currently I don't have any capacity for it. I do have a calculator on my rig, yes, which is the Texas Instruments TI-48 Plus. One of the remains from my scholarship. That thing, in the meanwhile, is, I'd say, 15 years old. Let me see if I can find a date when it was created or built. Got my name in it. Yeah, copyright TI 2004. I think we got it to, we were in 8th or 9th grade. So in 9th grade I was plus 6, 15. Now I'm 33, 18 years old, that thing is. How old is my setup? This setup that you can see here is 6.5 years old. Yes, 6.5 years. And I spend for sure, how many hours could I have spent in there? $10,000 hours? I mean, uh-oh. My SimuCube is disconnected, that's fucked. That's really fucked, because the SimuCube, that thing is on an absolute last stripe. I tell you what, this is the reason why I'm thinking about getting a SimuCube 3. Because this SimuCube here, that's, how do you call it? Not wheelbase. I mean, yes, wheelbase, but like the box where it's computed in. What's it called? Come on. The controller. That is literally almost dead. By almost, I mean the cable is hanging like a 20-degree downwards. And if it's not doing that exactly in that way, it's not working. So it's super vulnerable. If I put my coffee mug too hard on this plate here, it just fails. So I need to see what's up with this. Oh, now it's operational again. Ah! Yeah, the encoder, absolutely. Now I'm using an Aguri horizontal variant of the 80 Newton meter Miche SimuCube 1. Well, not a SimuCube, but like, you know, SimuCube 1 technology. Okay, so next up, so I need to fix that. Audio, yeah, come up. There's more audio and sonar foam. So I'm gonna fix that. Yeah, I do know how. Okay, so where's the gaffer tape? Yeah. Mr. Blinklean. Dan Suzuki just released the review of the SC3. Has he been happy with it? Bauach Kettenbieber, thank you so much for your Prime sub for 5 months. Very much appreciated. Okay, so let's see. If I go the very back like this. And yes. It's hanging a little bit on the wall right now, but that's fine. You know, in this house, I'm not allowed to do everything on the wall. Obviously, a small hole that's drilled is fine. But generally speaking, not too much allowed. So sometimes you need to get a bit creative. Yes, now after the fixes was implemented. What fixes did they need? Honoreg, to be honest, like for 250k for 250 bucks, I don't really know what is sensible to get there. Right, so double stripe tapes, one on the back, other one goes to the wall. Good. Still more dust down there, for fuck's sake. Shit. Sorry, guys. How long have I been muted? Basically for the last 10 minutes. So I need to do a shout out, right? Shout out to Jan Hansen for 5 gifted subs here on the channel. I have such a talent to be always muted in the wrong moments. So I'm very, very sorry. Once again, a big shout out to Jan Hansen for 5 gifted memberships to Pierre Richter, Ole Sif, Simracing, Lime Smith, Roses, and Chris Stello. V8 Kettenbieber. I don't know any shop in our near that is selling racing seats specifically. So I'm afraid can't really help you with that. However, my seat is from Simla and I was particularly happy with them, so I would just go with them. You know, you don't need a certified or like FIA standard approved racing seat. There you go. Ciao Rabu! You are new on Hypercar and you do not really understand the meaning of the battery. I believe it's called state of charge. That's absolutely correct. Can you tell me the difference whether I have 100 kilowatts, which is 60? Am I slower with 60? No, you shall not be slower with 60. Or not be faster with 100 or 200 kilowatt deployment. It's all about efficiency. It's just about how much energy the ICE has to produce or how much energy the battery will be depleted with when you are going over the straights. Right. So that's done, that's fixed. Next up, I think, is the wind flow stuff. And I need to see how to put these wind flow meters on. If I'm honest, I think they are best going in this one direction. Oh, the first one. Yeah. Oh. Honestly, the hardest part being a sim racer is like working on your rig, because you need to do, unless you remove the seat, and even if you remove the seat, you need to be quite flexible in every single area. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Lights. So, very important is, I do think this is the blowout. This area. Not sure where to show it in a better manner. Yeah, this is the blowout, and this is the air intake. So I need to make sure that this is free, so it needs to go that way below it. And then it's just the question with the cables. What are we doing? And in which direction to make that thing point? So I was told it's going to work with a couple of gluing stripes. Two of these. Maybe firstly I put this together to see what is the situation on the cabling, because I think those cables are rather short to an extent. We'll have to see. Put a filter on the intake. Do you have some knowledge with this? Or why would you consider a filter on the air take? And how do you put a filter there in the first place? So very important. Manuals. USB-C, USB-A. Where are the cables? USB cable not included in. But the power. Wait, what? Ah, cables. I remember something. Schmidt LMU. What is eine technische Frage? Go ahead. I had a custom airflow 3D printed, but I use a 120 millimeters fan, so I put a filter for the 120. You put a filter in order to direct the wind flow, you mean? I need to quickly find an adapter thing. For shit. Ooh. So now I have everything that I need. It's just the question of space and cable length, I assume. I have to admit the cable length is the bigger issue. Right. You can easily adapt something on it so it doesn't get too much dust inside and maybe easier to clean. Yeah, dust is a big issue to an extent. Maybe I'll think about putting a filter out. You can put a mesh filter with some magnet on it. You guys may perhaps join my Discord server and educate me a little bit about that. That would be absolutely awesome. Okay, so first power. Putting some power in over here. Goes down there in the end. Wait. Yeah. this is power. Then we need USB. There's it's small, you can't script it. Fuck. I have the fourth USB on that externally charged USB thing is blocked by the front mount. Only two ways of doing that. Either putting up that mount and not the mounts. I can only do so much because there's a monitor in the way then. I won't get that fourth one. So we just pray another time. The cable again being long enough. Okay, Damadou, thank you so much. Rail brake, Lexus, I'm trying to input. Well, Lexus is a car that tends to oversteer in, I think, in trail braking situations, or likes oversteering in trail braking situations. So that's a bit of an issue, I would say. But for sure, you should stiffen maybe the front springs a little bit, and then you should make sure that the dampers keep the weight at the back so you don't start to get into a spin. Other than that, I would not trail brake too much in the GT3 anyway. I feel like they rotate the best when being rotated freely. Cool. Okay, we do not have a cable length issue, at least on the power side of things. So that is the PC data. Okay. We turn them around, and that is the power device. Right. Then I should probably take double-sided glue strips for that. Well, firstly, I'll put both the wind meters on and test them in SimHub before flipping them straight into it. Silvio Ferrari, how are you doing, buddy? Yeah, you can, Jorobo, you can put a lower mapping value, and then you don't burn quite as much energy, and then you don't run out of energy, and you're fine this way for sure. Okay, so that's in. Take the other one. That's in. Awesome. So now I should have an operating device. Okay, how to... Manual. That's good. Let's have a look at the manual. Connect the wind flow unit to corresponding. Yep, configure the software, start SimHub and add the wind box. Where is the wind box? Let's have a look. Add, remove the features. Is that the wind box? Probably it is. Idle wind power. 100. Probably not. Oh, idle wind. Nope, nothing happens. Also because it's the wrong thing. Remove. That's not it. Okay. Anyone by chance having this wind box slow motion thing? Start SimHub, get wind box to config, scan the QR code for the SimHub. Video. Where is my phone? Have a nice Sunday, V8. See you there. So, at the end of the video, we're going to hopefully assemble the seat again. In the rig. I'll have some top tips about assembling and disassembling the rig. I'm going to explain more further later on, but in short, interesting. Short, it's like always check to go in modulars, right? Why the fuck does it not send the effing QR code? Honestly, am I dumb? Like, it just doesn't want to. Nope. Okay. You know what? We go for a Google job then. I hate doing a Google job, but it is what it is. Mr. Percy, have you ever thought about streaming from your monitor like others do, then with a face cam? Well, I do have this possibility also included in my setup, which would be this view. But I prefer not to, because we do have a unique, you know, a unique viewer experience in the way we have it currently. Ah ja.
Welcome to this guide on how to install the Nitro Concepts wind system. To begin with, connect the wind flows or PWM fans to the sides of the wind box.
Check.
Two cables are required for the operation: PD power and PC data. You will need at least 10 watts of power to operate one wind flow. Make sure to use a PD port like the one on our UH110 port hybrid USB hub, but at best an adapter plugged into a wall socket.
Check.
Now for the fun part, connect the PC data cable to your PC and install SimHub.
Check.
Make sure to install the latest SimHub update as well.
Check.
To add a new device, simply navigate within SimHub to Devices and press the plus icon. If you connect properly, the wind box should show.
There we did the mistake. Ah, look at us. That's what we screwed up. There we go. Easy fix.
Show up in the highlighted area. Alternatively, you can use the manual search bar and enter Nitro. The wind box should be addable. Make sure the connection indicator turns from red to green. To configure your wind box, simply click on the gear icon on the top left of the wind box. If you want to have a constant stream of air, simply check the forced wind checkboxes. In standard mode, the flow strength is bound to your in-game speed. It is as simple as that. Have fun sim racing and enjoy the breeze.
All right. Usually I'd say how hard can it be? But it turns out it can be very hard, right? So, gear icon. That's good. Let me see. I need to be careful with putting some filters on these, to be honest. Because the moment the airflow stops, it also tends to shut off the thing, you know? I seem to have a power supply issue. Not gonna lie. Because if I put the power, like if I put them to 100%, they don't work. Like they do work, but one of them is like trimming down. Need to check with Marcel on that one. Maybe I just need to put, you know, a different device or a different cable. All right, maximum speed would be 300, right? Let me see. $60 they both do. $70 they do. Der Shiro ist direkt am Start. Das ist ja nice. So, Shiro. Was auf Englisch, damit alle was davon haben. If I put idle wind power on 100. Up till 90, it's fine. The moment I put them to 100. And now they're working flawlessly. Before that, one of them like always went down to 50, then went up again, went down to 50, so I thought it was a power cable issue. Or I would have at least asked you if it's possible that it's a power cable issue. Because I've put the power cable, the ones that you sent me, I put them into like, you know, an old smartphone kind of external power plug for the wall. But now they work absolutely fine. That's great. Ich habe einen USB-Hub. Ich habe jetzt für den Rechner, für die Kontrolle aber einen anderen verwendet. Der ist auch externally powered. Weil ich will mir nicht unbedingt noch einen dranhängen. Also Power geht von USB direkt in die Steckdose. Und das PC-Data geht in einen externally powered USB-Hub. Nein, nicht eurer. Macht das einen Unterschied? We're talking about this one, for those of you wondering. Selbst das Kabel kann eine Rolle spielen, okay. Ja, ich beobachte mal, jetzt laufen sie beide auf 100 Grad. Davor ist immer der als zweites hochgekommen ist, wieder runtergegangen, aber gerade laufen sie beide auf 100. Das müsste ja dann eigentlich fein sein. Aber gut, dann weiß ich mal Bescheid, falls ich da Difficulties habe. Ich meine, okay, switching back to English, to put another powered USB device somewhere in that backend area is not like a big deal. It's not like I need to take off all the rig stuff again. And then, since you are here, final question. With the two of these, I can kind of glue strip them underneath my alloy rig, right? Just in the position that I need them to. Well, then I think we're about to do this. The only thing I need to still do now, putting the airflow down. I'm wondering really if I should put them sideways like this, or if I rather put them like that. Now the left one is struggling again. Yeah, I think like this should be working. I'm a bit unsure about the right one, to be honest. If I put that up here, yeah, exactly. So it doesn't work like that. Only way this is going to be working like that. All right. Damn, what is racing CSTN? What the fuck? Okay, how do I want to put them? I hate making decisions on such things. But I guess like this is the best possible way. I just really need to make sure the cable is not like where my feet goes. Going to be a fun one. Nah. No way this is working. Okay. All right. Do you guys also have some filters for those? So that they are not, you know, receiving too much dust and stuff? Okay, so how are we do? Oh, this is beautiful. I left a tiny notch of space on the back end of my rig so that I can put the cables through and put this device up somewhere in the back. This is beautifully engineered. Of course, knowing that already 5 years back, I did this on purpose. So, that would go up here, because that also, beautiful. That also means, that's fucked. Bear with me. Sorry, I forgot to unmute myself. So, then we put the strips. I guess it's best to put these on the rig and then put the wheel on it. Not the wheel, but the wind box. That's one. Put the other one. Yeah. Pray that it holds. Otherwise, I have some power strips. Oh, this. Right. Perfect. Last one's in. Or on. That gives the second. Ah. Shit. Shit! Michi. I was so in the throes of renovation and application, and I forgot to put on the streaming thing. Ay, ay, ay. My streaming thing, but actually, you know, doing a bit of content was the idea. All right. So, to quickly show this, that cable, I need to rebuild this real quick to make sure it's absolutely working. We do have the power one. Yeah. Doesn't even need to go down, which is great. Power. Here. And the other one will be going over here. So I am in possibility of getting this cable through a tiny. Am I? No, I'm not. Get it in the back. And probably I need to change of plan. If that goes up here. Okay. Here we go. Big maintenance work. Sometimes things are just not going perfectly well, right? We do know that. How the hell am I getting? Maybe not like that. Still like this. So let me see. There is not even sure if I need this, because I only think this is further just further connecting the TV stand to this could be satisfyingly enough. I can put it back. This is only an additional layer of wood given the possibility to further improve the ability of the TV stand. Redx, I do have Simu Cube 1, basically, yes. Right. Okay, so where is the cable of that second thing? Here we go. Yes. God, I tested that. Okay, I need to remove that thing completely. Where's the thing? Just about. Unless you're wearing glasses anyway, I recommend safety glasses for the eyes. Otherwise, the wood stuff dropping straight away into your eyes. So, is that enough now? Okay. Ah! So, see how much why I do not like adjusting stuff on my rig. Because this is the pain I need to kind of go through at all times. Okay. So it will just about work out. Perfect. When I brake, do you keep heel on the base plate or detach the seal from the plate? I think it detaches. I'm entirely honest. Probably not optimal, but that's the way it is. Okay, bear with me. I need to fix this real quick here because it's an uncomfortable seating position. I only have one. Come on. Okay, that's gone. I really like, yeah, it's stupid the way I do this. Because I have to hold the stand all the time. But that's the only way possible I can fix it. Okay, good. Great. Whew. Awesome. So the fans are in place. USB goes in here. Then take another piece of glue. Awesome. Take another piece of glue, double tape glue, and strip the control units onto the alloy rig. But everything is in place and perfectly fine. No cables looking down where my feet could potentially, you know, stripe on them. Stripe, but where my feet could potentially. Awesome. Like, I don't know how you even call it. Bend in, touch it, and then rip it apart. So whenever, you know, this is the thing that was important to me now. When being here, my feet are turning below those wind fans, and like I'm only in that centered position. Even if I'm up, there's no potential way I can hit these, so that's fine. The only thing we need to fix now is we need to get those three back in position. Just piece of wood down there, absolutely that. So, oh, that sucks. Let me see. Yeah. I knew why I never wanted to open these, because they go through some holes of a mounting bracket that is attached to the TV stand, and I have no idea which direction. So the danger of just drilling a new hole is considerably big. Well, that's in. That went into its own old thing. More or less. Awesome. The last one. Yes. Go in. Perfect. Awesome. Because there is a new bit of powder. Are you right back? Me and my freaking, like, I mute, and then I clean, and then I forget about it. So, what I was trying to say is, my monitor is not an OLED or LED, it's a VA panel. So what I'm saying is, like, here's a door to get in. This is a double door for fresh air. Here we have a board that is 1.70-ish high. And then effectively here I do my home office from. Don't mind the gap, that's wrong, but you know, you just get an idea. And my rig is sitting, like, here's where we sit. Point of camera, I'm gonna put that in red again. This is where the camera sits right now, this one. And this is where the other camera is sitting. So this is the area where I need air flowing, circulating, and whatnot. And remember, here is a PC that does heat, and we have the screens that do heat, and we're sweating, we do heat. As much as this isn't fresh air down there, I'm currently in the summer times working with an air fan, pushing air from the windows over here. As much as possible. I mostly do not even open that one because it just would block the airflow, and it doesn't have a mosquito fence on top of that, so I'll just leave it closed. There's like, even with 28-30 degrees, all hot air is just coming over there, and I'm looking forward to having those fans. They will, I won't necessarily say they keep me cool because they're blowing hot air, but they for sure will give me a little bit of a better feeling, that's for sure. Honoreg, VA is king. Why is VA king to you? To me, it's not. I would love to have something else, to be honest with you. Okay. Right. That's done. So we now have a quick tour for the content. Or because we are just plain too stupid to operate this. Just have to do it again. Yeah, Redix, I hear ya. Like, room temperature of 27-28 degrees is no... There's no... How do you call it? Oh, this is upside down. Cook. My goodness me. I'm having a gimbal, you know? And I'm like, it's not like I'm too technically dumb. But right now I behave like a technically dumb guy. Just because. Here we go. Okay. Let's just try to do the video again. Sorry, I need full brain capacity right now. Thankfully, I'm doing a voiceover. No, I don't have air conditioning. Mainly because I cannot do it on a, you know, I cannot put it onto the building because of the vendor, of the person or the company that leaves the building to us, or like the room to us for rent. Okay, we've done a little bit of filming. That shall be enough for the B-roll for a dedicated video towards the wind flow immersion system. As soon as I got some experience with it, I need to probably put something on Stream Deck. Yeah, there's a lot of work going on, but there's one more thing to do. Your room is tiny, about 3 by 3.5. I got the same. My room is 4 in that direction and 328 in that direction. So it's literally 12 and a half square meters, somehow being like my entire office, having space and storage for everything. Okay, so this is on. Now comes the fun part, going back, and maybe I'm gonna do a little bit of a video about that as well. I'm gonna show you how I've done some things, you know, and for that reason I need to redo the camera anyway. For that reason, I'm gonna put this down as much as possible. Here you can now also see the mats that I do have. Oh. A little bit of that. So as you can see, the only thing that I left here is the mounting brackets, or like the mounting things, like the screws. I left them on the rig because that would not give me a pain. I already marked it. There's a paint strip. Here's a paint strip. Over there's a paint strip, and there's a paint strip. In order to get back the very, very same position. However, I thought instead of like unmounting these and like get them completely off, I can, you know, deal with a couple of sharp edges here when doing a little bit of work. However, though, and this is one of my top tips whenever you have a rig like this, always and I really, really, really mean always, work in modular steps. Keep the modulars as big as possible in order to not have trouble with them. Every time when I had to move with this rig, I disassembled it. This far. This is how far I disassembled it. So I can show that before actually completely assembling everything again. So this part, including the pedals, including the pedal mount, including engine, like wheelbase, including mount, and including this little piece of whatever it's called, like that aluminium profile. I keep all that in one piece, so I do not have to fiddle with the pedals. I do not have to fiddle with the positioning of this one. It is a little bit ugly to handle. I'm gonna be quite honest with that. It's a little bit ugly to handle because like this altogether still weighs like a good 40 kilogram. It's not in particularly great shape to carry it around, right? So that is a bit of an issue. However, keeping those things in one place means 3 or 4 hours less of unscrewing the screws, untightening the screws, repositioning, is everything feeling fine? You know, tighten the screws again, just to then in some race at some point being like, oh, this is still fucked. So that just leaves it completely for that one. This is why I keep things as modular as possible. Before I go and put the seat back, I quickly need to... Where is the cleaning stuff? I thought I put some cleaner here somewhere. I'll be right back. All right. The cleaner is here. I just need to have a towel, something like that. You know, to quickly go over the alloy stuff again. Because here's a bit of coffee in it. Can be gone. That can also be a bit more clean. Now I can also, you know, remove the paint a bit because it doesn't really matter anymore. If we are completely bear with me. Bit of a pen and all the way back, all the way through. It's obviously there is a little bit of a hole in it now, but it generally serves the need. Honestly, this rig is going to look as great as it never has looked again after putting it together, so that will be perfect. It will make me a tenth faster eventually. Or shall I rather say hopefully? Well, you know. New one. So yeah, I'm just taking, you know, a little bit of a pen here. Let you see what I'm doing. I like put it through a towel to get into the spaces down there. You know, where the sticky dust also doesn't want to come off. All right, so that's done. That's fixed. One more. Just to get the front mount cleaned up. You know, it happens rarely that you take off steering wheel and everything. So you really need to make sure when you're cleaning the whole thing, you don't miss anything. Keyboard tray was already cleaned, so I'll leave that. All those small rooms. Perfect. Yeah, Edders, we do have a portable AC, but the energy efficiency of a portable AC on a, what is it, 6 square meter window, so 2 meters up, 3 meters wide. No, not entirely, but like a meter and 60 wide, 2 meters up. What is it? 3.4, 3.5 square meters. Even if you put, and we have a little bit of a, you know, how is it called? Styrodor or something. Some, you know, heat protection stuff going on. Then you put the blends down, but still, you cannot really get the room cooler than 25, 26 degrees. The hot air from the outside on a hot summer day is just pushing too hard on those blends and everything. There's just no chance. Anyway, coming back to our mount here. As I said, keep everything as modular as possible, because that will give you a lot less pain to deal with things once you put things back together. Like just in this case, back in, just need to align with the holes. Perfect. Can't really see you. Damn it. So one of the sliders got pushed over a bit. Right. There's a hole in it again. And there is one as well. Okay, so where is my where did I put it? There is my screw thingy. Then I need my toolbox. Oh, damn it. Hey, Carlo. Do I like the new tire model? I'm not sure yet. I need to do way more driving in order to eventually find out. So, the big one, for convenience reasons, the extension. And the nut. Most important working devices for sim race when not driving. If you put the right end into the nut, it's on the screw. So originally I always remove the rat in itself, then try to get the screw on in the first place. Fix it with a hand, and then I put on potentiometer. Here we go. That's in. And on the other side. Yep. That's now the small one. I also have a bigger one where I could put on a bigger, momentum. But I think it's not necessary like that. So now, a part that's a bit bad to get in. This one is. No. Yes. Obviously, you want to make sure that these things are rock solid and tight, because the smallest bit of flex can easily go out and create more flex elsewhere. Okay, so that's in. On that one I have considerably low moving space, because if it goes so tight to this upcoming one, so I take the big one. the nut. Oh. Good one. Okay. Oh. Nut's still in. I obviously wanted to mount it, not unmount it. Okay, so that's in. Quick check how much there is on the other one still possible to turn. Obviously you don't want to break them. Okay. And here. And like a quarter circle. Okay. So that's rock solid again. And now comes the fun part. Halt's Maul. Das ist ja geisteskrank. So I need to pick my phone. Oh, that's fucked. Oh Mann! Kostet wieder Geld. Where's my phone? I had my phone back here before. Because I need to show you on the phone. Because you can't see this without. What? Bear with me. I need to. So crazy. To show you the full extension of the issue, I have to take a third picture, which I've already fixed. So, that's fucked. I think I might just have found the issue why I hear squeaking all the time. You see that? Yep. That's like a 12 or 15 centimeter crack on the chair mount. And like, it's not just a bit of a crack. This is how it looks from the inside. And as you know, I recently had to change bolts anyway, because the mounting bracket or the mounting of the seat was already broken. I really should think about getting a new seat and a new mount. about time. You know, I'm just wondering if the forces... It starts over here as well. This one is mad. Like, you hear that? That's the difference. Should show you that one. You hear the difference of the sound? Yeah, one is entirely fucked, the other one is just about to be fucked. Like here when I do this, you hear the mount just like banging on it. Steel on steel. So I mean, I also wonder how long it takes until those get broken. Yeah. Anyway, the last thing I want to do is taking the bolts that go into the seat. Those are these. And here we put the proper WD-40 on it. Get them cleaned and freshly moving, because I had a real hard time pulling them out. So I want to make sure, like, you know, you were screwing them off, and yet at the same time they kind of didn't really get loose.
Hmm? Was noch.
Ja, wenn ich wahrscheinlich... Ah, that's it. Fuck. War die ganze Aktion für den Arsch. Also nicht ganz für den Arsch, ich habe jetzt Air Conditioning, aber... Muss ich. Frage ist, ob ich halt einen 90 dazu nehme oder nicht. Big Money. Das ist Skizze von dem... Ja, Skizze von dem Raum. Ah. Die Frage, wenn ich da jetzt WD-40 draufknall, ob ich es zumindest durchkriege. Ja. Awesome. Ha! The WD-40 killed the sound of the squeaky sound of the mounting bracket, but guys, it's honestly it's a question of when rather than if, until that breaks. Do the seat brackets need extra support? Maybe an extra 40-40. What is a 40-40 corner bracket? I mean, Renovatio, to be honest, that mounting bracket is 6.5 years old and served roughly 10 hours of driving, I'd assume. In all honesty, as much as it's a steel or aluminium that has little to no wear, it kind of has to break at some point, hasn't it? Well, MD, looking at this is a ticking time bomb. To be all honest with you, it could take one braking into turn 1 in Monza and I just tilt backwards with the entire seat being a DNF. Would be a first of a kind. I once saw Jim Paresis braking hard for Hockenheim hairpin. And like all his screens fell over. That was like 15 years ago though, or 10 years. But like the squishing sound is now gone with a drop of WD-40, which makes, you know, colliding steel a bit more silent. But I don't see the possibility that this is, you know, it's breaking at some point. It has now come to a point of, let's say, 10 centimeters. Well, we can check. It's 9 centimeters over a total area of 36. So it's 25% broken on that side. Over here, it's not as severe yet, but it's getting into the same direction, right? So, yeah, the seat mounting is fucked. I found something else that was, it is that, like, yeah, probably another seat mounting would probably just do the job. Yeah, Hughes Phillip, absolutely. If I go for a replacement within the next 3 or 4 weeks, I should probably be fine. But yeah, I don't know. My suggestion is it would probably last another year, I'd assume. But you never know, where's the point of no return? It could be 10 centimeters, 12 centimeters, maybe 13, and everything's fine. Once it goes to 14, it takes 3 more kicks and it's done. So yeah, as a matter of fact, the conclusion is we need something new. We need to spend the money. Which is interesting because I wanted to do a donation goal on like gathering 10,000 euros for a possibility to do real life racing in a BMW 318 Ti Cup car. However, looking at this now, I should have probably done a donation goal for 300 euros getting a new bucket seat. Well, you know, the bucket seat I can just obviously just buy it. It's fine. Where is the DW? What the fuck? Does that happen to you as well? Like you have a device or a gadget that you just had a moment ago, and then you're looking for it like a dumb guy because you've put it somewhere where you didn't find it anymore. Okay, so we go on with the screws. Yeah, I don't think so. It will break shortly, but you know, being a sim racer, I've seen it all. You know how many things can break on a car, and I tell you, literally the same amount of things can break on a sim, regardless of whether that's software, hardware, internet connection, the game itself. Obviously, I've heard the wildest stories of things why people are DNFing in a race. Crashing is just like 35% of it. Well, well, well. Yeah, guys, I still hope you appreciate the stream. If you do so, please have a follow on Twitch, subscribe on the YouTube channel for more. We're now bringing back the seat. Oh, then back one lower hole, front one and the upper one, a little bit of tilting backwards. Put the rotten screws where the rotten screws came from, just for the immersion, you know. Those screws are going so heavily though. Probably simply because they have some load on it. Du würdest die Aluminiumprofile um 90 Grad drehen, sodass die Seat Mounts direkt auf den Profilen liegen. Das ist ein smarter Move. Da habe ich nicht drüber nachgedacht. Aber macht es so einen Unterschied? Ich meine, okay, sie müssen hier in der Mitte natürlich was tragen, das ist klar. Weil ich meine, die Brüche kommen aber, glaube ich, weniger wegen der Belastung als vielmehr wegen der Belastung, oder? Ja, okay. Also, macht nicht. Ja. Bin irgendwo bei dir. Verstehe, was du meinst. Ich muss jetzt nur noch überlegen, ob ich das so machen will oder nicht. Weil es würde auch bedeuten, dass ich die Schiene hier etwas verschieben muss. Hat die noch einen größeren Sinn, außer dass sie da hängt, wo sie hängt? Vermutlich nicht. Dann könnte sie auch. Ach, Seppel. Hast mich wieder auf was gebracht. Die Kollegen hier. $55, das da. Ach, das geht erst noch. Seppel überlege ich mir. Danke dir für den Hinweis. Danke dir für den Hinweis. Was habe ich denn jetzt gemacht? Einfach alle Fenster geschlossen. Ich bin so ein Held. So, kommen wir langsam wieder zurück. Just need to put the screws on the other side. Bear with me. The only downside I see from your suggestion, Seppel, is that I would have to, you know, realign everything, seating position and so on. It's obviously a small price to pay, but like, you know, the question is, will I get the same failure within 7 years again? And then even more the question, will I still do this or have this rig in 7 years? So, does it make a difference? Is it worth the pain putting it around or not? Seppel, I hear you. Especially also for it being fine for 5 years. Like this 6.5 years now. Yes, I do have an issue. Let's see. My brain needs to think about it. Because as much as I do understand what you're saying, I hate change on my rig. That screw is not in. Is it? It is. No, is it? Yeah, it is. Jesus Christ. Took forever to get it in. Okay. Well, we'll fix for a little bit. At least the overall target of this operation, I want to call it, has been to get the squeaky noise again off this. Arguably, it could have done with a drop of WD-40 in the first place without any further fixes. But as you've seen now, we've added a little bit more in-depth maintenance work on it. And made a fun stream with it and actually learned something. Yeah. This is a thing I need to think about. Absolutely separate. Let's see what my final conclusion of that is going to be. Anyway, we're putting on the last screw. Wherever that is, here it is. The mouse mount. Come on. Get in there. Yes. More. Rock solid. Put the final thing in. The cup holder back in place. I don't even see what I'm doing anymore, right? Because I already started to get the camera back into its original position. But anyway, we're done. Guys, it was a good, fun evening. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it. Yes. Let me see about the airflow. Oh, brilliant. That's good. That's awesome. That camera is off. That can be fixed. For whatever reason, this light mount always comes a little down low. Right. And then, where is my steering wheel? Steering wheel. Mouse. How about mouse first? Okay, guys, I think we're gonna call it a day. I honestly want to know, Seppel, you know what? Are you still around, Seppel? And then I know I'm coming back on your question in a moment. Seppel, I honestly do think that the mounting bracket itself being like this way instead of that way isn't the issue. And now it also makes total sense why this brakes left harder than on the right side. It's not because of like going in and out from the right side and like always bonking against the seat. It's the same reason why the mounting bracket broke in the first place on the front mount subs. It's the brake force going into the brake. I'm tilting backwards, the force is here on the left leg. This means the mounting bracket on the front, it just like, it is like this and it just tears like that apart. I don't think, I may agree to an extent that potentially the missing support from underneath it is not helping, is not contributing the case. I get that. But I do indeed think it would be independent of having the mounting brackets being all the way on the aluminium. Because it's just like, you know, it's just the force coming from the back. Like coming from pushing ourselves backwards all the time. That's my 2 cents for your suggestion. Still think it's a good idea, don't get me wrong. I'm thinking about that. I'm using a G29, I'm like 0.8 to the top 10 leaderboard at LMU. How many times per laps can I gain with better pedal steering drive? I know, I think it's not about gaining time really. The only thing that I would say you gain with high-end material is maybe 5% more force feedback, a bit more communication from the car. But I think, honestly, it's going to be consistency gains only. I, just like you, I've been able to put in the same lap times as I would have put in today with a G29 or G27 or whatever I had back in the day. I'm pretty sure I would be able to do the same. It's just I cannot hit that for 2.5 hours straight every single lap that we do. That is the difference, I think. Mr. Blinklean, what's your normal driving distance for my screen? You mean this distance? 70 centimeters. At least the seat brackets are not very expensive. Seats to start about 25 euros on Amazon. Yeah, the thing is, I'm rather thinking about getting a new seat in the first place, because that seat is, you know, kind of done. The cushion is full of mushroom, you know, the, like, how is it called? The thing that creates from moisture. Mold. I think that seat is molded quite heavily down there. Will also happen with a new seat, but you know, also the cushions they are done. I've put multiple towels and pillows in the back already to like still have a comfortable seat. You have 3 screws in your seat mount. Copy. Yeah, that makes it a different story, 100%. Anyway, guys, we're bringing this to an end. I say thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for spending a shitload amount of time with us here tonight. If you guys want, we can still do a little bit of Q&A. As I want to say, name's Luca. Thank you so much for 21 month with a Prime sub. Thank you so much. Giuliano, in your opinion, what does make a difference? Are the pedals? My current Magic Alpha is better than my previous T300, but I don't see what makes the difference. Well, to be honest, if you're coming from a G29 or like a TS300 or T300, I do think this is all potentiometer brakes. Goes for both hardwares, right? I do believe that makes a difference because on the how is it called? On the load cell, you brake with muscular force, and therefore you can get some muscle memory. On the potentiometers, you are rather braking with a set of an angle of degree in your foot. And I think that's the big difference, right? If you apply a certain amount of muscular force on a pedal, that is more easy to consecutively repeat, and is also much easier to dose. It's like if you know, it is so much harder when you're braking. Let's say you have a 6 centimeter pedal way and you need to come off the brake 5 centimeters, you still lock up. In order to not lock up anymore, you need to go out to 4.5 centimeters. That is much, much harder than reducing your muscle performance and your muscle jam, your muscle force from 50 kilograms back to 45, let's say, while pushing against something rather stiff. I think that is the difference that gets your performance out of a better pedal set. My personal assumance. Right, guys. Any more questions? You got 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's gonna do it for today, guys. It was a fun session, I assume. Hopefully I could give you a little bit of a fun evening, a little bit of insight as well, a little bit of tips regarding the cleaning. And then I hope we see each other on Thursday when we're driving here again. Till then, guys, I say thank you so much. Once again, a big shout out to names Luca, V8 Kettenbieber, and Marvin for the tier 1 subs or the prime subs on Twitch. And also Jan Hansen for a gifted 5 pit lane access memberships on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support. Remember, guys, if you want to see more videos, and we're gonna do an edited video about these about this wind system, about how to use them, about installing them. Will take some time, me taking the B-roll for it, but I'm planning on getting a video out of that. I'm having a video coming at some point about my experience racing in a real GT3 simulator, being on a seminar for real live motorsport preseason preparation. So that's gonna happen. I just need the time doing the things, right? Just like this took me now 4 hours to fix something that cannot be fixed in the first place. I mean, eventually I got finally the wind system on, but it was a pain, wasn't it? To do it all. Anyway, guys, I say thank you so much. We're gonna have a huge raid to someone on Twitch. Let me see who's live. Na, 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 na. No one no more ultimate. What? What? Risto Capet. Alvaro is, I think he's on streaming on Spanish. You know what? I'm gonna hand you over to Infractic. Fabio's a good guy. He's doing some F1. He's a big streamer. I'm not sure if he's still an ambassador for Ferrari, or I think he parted ways with them for whatever reason. Anyway, Rubinsky, do you know what the things are called you put in between the two monitors and make them look seamless? I know what you mean, but I do not know how they are called. Mainly because I have no idea. Secondly, because I'm not running a triple, you know? So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, guys, I'll say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy. Haha, you didn't enjoy any music anymore because I closed it, right? I hope you'll enjoy your Sunday. We see you on Thursday, the very latest. Until then, have a great one, everyone. See you and bye. Bye.